Okay, welcome to Lou's Lab. Today we're going to be talking about the Pan OS 8.1 on URL filtering. So here's an example. We're logged into the Pan. Uh, we're under the Monitor tab under Logs under URL filtering. You can see right now we don't see traffic. That's because we don't have URLs configured. So that's why we're not going to see any type of logs here. Like you can see here we have traffic flowing, but no URLs, and that's because we don't have it configured. So we're going to walk through the steps on how to configure that. So we're going to go under Objects. Here, under Security Policy, we're going to have URL filtering. There's the default one, and we can click Add. And then here it shows us all the different categories. Quick two little notes here. One, here's a URL checker. So if you want to check the URL to say if you have a website that you want to know how it's categorized, you can click on that link. It'll take you to a site that you would put it in there. Also, the second note, there is two types of URL databases. There is the Bright Cloud and the PanDB. So we're going to just call this, and then you want to give it a name if you're naming it to a rule or to an interface. So this way, as you add multiple URL filters, so maybe as an example, you have a customer or your organization doesn't want to allow a certain department to go other places, but they want other people to go other places. So you're going to have to make custom URL filters for these different reasons. So in my particular case, since I only have a tab going, I'm just going to name it tab. And then we can give it a description. So here I'm going to say allow everything. And then if we don't want to allow something, we can change it. Quick little note here. On the Access site, we have alert, allow, block, continue, and overwrite. So there's different reasons you want to do some different things. So if you want to log the event that they're going there, you want to do alert. If you want to just let them go through and not log the event, you do allow. And of course, block just stops them going. Continue. It's just going to pop up with a message saying, hey, this might not be the smartest thing you're going to do. It's going to give them a banner, but then they're going to be able to click, sure, yes, I agree that I'm going there, and bad things or good things may happen to me. And then overwrite. So maybe you have a particular place that you don't want people to go, but your support staff needs to go to the website to get something. They can have a code. They can put it in the screen that's going to challenge them, and then they can be on their merry way. So in our case, we're going to change these all to alerts. So this way we can just see the events. And then also as a side note, anytime you're not sure about something, over here is the help. And then this will take you to the help where you're at, so you can look at what the options are. And then we can go to overwrite. So this is where we can make custom allow block lists. So maybe we have particular websites we want to go to. Be careful, because it's how you exactly type it. If they add something else where it doesn't match exactly, they can get around it. And then you can do URL settings, like you can do user agents, you can do force safe search, you can do some type of credential detection. So if you want to make sure people are not, you're going to allow them, not to allow them to come in. So you've got a couple different ways. You can use it by the IP address. Again, when I talked about setting up the tab, we have to set up that zone to also use the credential detection. If it's not set up that way, the URL is not going to work. And then we can also do HTTP header inserts. So I'm just going to go in set alerts. So you can see there is a large section of things that we want to go to. So if I was setting this up for a particular company, part of it you'd have to go with their policy. What is their policy on web surfing? So you'd have to know that, so that way you can make your appropriate, decisions on how you're going to handle these things. So I just did a couple examples. Hopefully we'll find something that'll match. And then from there, we have to place it into a rule. So we can go back into policy. Here's where we made the tap rule earlier. And then we're going to click on it. And then we're going to go to actions. And then here, we don't have a profile set up, so we're going to just do individual profiles. So right now, we can go into the default, we can go into the tap, and then in here, if we set up a rule to deny something from going there, that would block it. But in a tap environment, it's not going to block anything because it's one arm, it's only seeing the traffic. But if it was in line or working as a layer 2, layer 3 type device, yes, and then it would stop the traffic. So then we're going to hit OK, and then we're going to commit our changes. And then once this applies, this should be live. So we're going to try going to MSN. And then in here, we should be able to go to monitor and URL filtering. There you go. You can see there's my computer. You can see there's a computer that went to ring.com. And the other little quick note here is by default, this is set for manual. So this is what I call near time. So if you want to set it up for 10 seconds, always this doesn't refresh. So there's a lot of the different sites now. We can see here's some of the different places that my machine, different devices on my network is going to. So, and then again, we can, adjust the columns, put in the categories. One of the things I like to use when I'm trying to troubleshooting this is, for curiosity too, is going to rules. So this will tell you what rule the traffic is allowing or not. And I may not click on rules. And this is kind of hard with a small screen, but then you can click on rules and see. All right, let's try it one more time. Well, I must have rules already enabled. Oh, there it is. I didn't even see it. So since we only have one rule, it's just pretty there. Since the zones and everything, I call it all tabs, so that's why I didn't notice it right away. So this way, if you had multiple rules and you want to know what rule is allowing this traffic or blocking this traffic, you can, click on that rule, copy it down, and then go to the policy tab, look at that rule and say, okay, did this make sense? Did it not make sense? Things like that. So kind of works out nice. All right, well, that's how you set up URL filtering. See you next time.